Hey kings and queens, today we have Benjamin from Personal Power and he's going to share with you some great tips about decision making.
Hello everyone. First of all, a big thanks to Dana for giving me the opportunity to share my content with all of you. Let me tell you a bit about decisiveness and stick around until the end so you're not missing out on 2 additional tips on being more decisive. Recently we had a family gathering and in my family there's always a question. What are we doing? Do we go for dinner or do we just drink a coffee? It's always the same problem. On the one hand it's amusing, but on the other hand it's kinda sad at the same time. No one likes to take charge and make a definite decision. I just sit there most of the time and spectate how everyone is asking, where do you wanna go? You wanna go here or you wanna go there? In today's video I'll explain why you should be decisive and how you can become more decisive in your everyday life. Whether it's business, dating or just a family meeting, being decisive is a good trait and it's going to benefit you a lot when you take charge. In a business project you will be seen as a competent, skilled member of the group and you might rise to a position as a leader because everyone else lacks decisiveness. If you are a guy and you're not making decisions in a relationship, the girl will run away eventually. Yes, there are exceptions, but most women don't want to make all the decisions alone. A man that knows what he wants is worth a lot more than a man who is lacking the confidence to make a decision. In family meetings, it's not necessary to make that much decisions alone. But hey, if no one else says anything, why not do the things you like? Firstly, we have to separate decisiveness in 2 categories. There are the big things that shouldn't be decided within a blink of a second. And then there are the choices where the outcome isn't even a big difference. For example, what kind of food you're getting for dinner. Before we continue, keep in mind it's impossible to make the right decisions all the time. You can make constantly good decisions, but every now and then you will fuck up and pick the wrong card. It's okay to be wrong. Nobody expects your decisions to be perfect, but by practicing decisiveness, your decisions will gradually improve. So how do we become decisive? It's the same with all things. We practice it. Every day we have a lot of small things that need to be decided, and that's exactly where we start. Do you want cereal or bread for breakfast? Don't ask your loved one, just make a conscious decision. You want to grab sushi or pizza? If you get asked, then make a decision instead of asking what they want. Slowly but surely you will take charge more often and you will make more decisions. You start with small decisions and work yourself up to the big fish. The good thing is, when we practice to decide more often, we're not only able to choose quicker, we're also able to make better decisions. Decisions that seemed hard a couple weeks ago might seem easy now. Still, there will be decisions that require some serious thinking and you should take your time for those. For example, if you want to propose, move together or build a new business. But these decisions are fairly rare. More often there are small things that need to be decided. By deciding little things every day, your brain will get used to it, saving you time and energy in the long run. Even the big decisions will seem a lot easier and you do not need that much time anymore. Another benefit is that people will take you more seriously and your chances of getting into a leading position rise significantly. Let's get to the extra tips. The first one is to imagine the best and the worst outcomes. If you know the worst thing that could happen, you can evaluate whether the risk is worth it or not. Vice versa, you see the potential benefit of the risk. Quite often, we only imagine the worst case that could happen and forget the major benefits of the decision. By comparing worst and best case, it will become easier to decide. The second tip is to chop it down. If you're not comfortable making big decisions, then turn one big decision into multiple smaller decisions. For example, if you want to build a company, don't ask yourself if you want to build it, but ask yourself, how much is it going to cost? And am I willing to spend that much? Will I still have time for my family? Or am I willing to sacrifice that time? Is my current idea really the best idea that I can come up with? Or should I maybe put some more energy into generating an even better idea? At the end, you can count all those small decisions together and evaluate them as a whole. Cutting big decisions into tiny decisions is a tool that I use when I have something big coming up, and I would advise you to do the same until you're comfortable with making big decisions. So go out there, start small, and keep in mind that your decisions don't need to be perfect. As Mark Zuckerberg said, done is better than perfect. Thanks for listening, and once again, a big thanks to Dana for giving me this great opportunity. If you haven't already, then you should subscribe to her channel, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure to check out my channel and subscribe so you're not missing out on anything.